Hey guys, how are you? It's Leyla here, and today I'm going to be doing an updated hair care routine and giving you some tips along the way. We get a lot of questions about how to maintain healthy hair and specifically what we do, and I don't really do anything too different or too drastic, so I'll just quickly run through everything I do and give you guys healthy hair tips and how to maintain healthy hair, and hopefully you'll find it helpful. So the first thing, of course, is when you talk about hair or skin or nails or anything that's like on the outside, you have to think about it. The health of all of that starts from the inside. So when you think of the inside, everything comes from your diet and your lifestyle and your activity levels. So basically hair is made up of protein, which is the keratin in the hair, and so it's important to ensure that your diet is balanced. So personally, my diet consists of 90%, I would say about 90% plant-based foods. So I don't eat any meat or chicken. I still eat some seafood and some free-range eggs, and I don't really drink any milk. I never liked or dairy in general, but I will have occasionally some cheese. So I think I'm slowly transitioning into going like full on plant-based diet, but I'm not ready yet. So I'm just cutting it down slowly and just listening to my body. So having said that, it's important to ensure that your diet also is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. So omega-3 fatty acids can be found in salmon and walnuts, in chia seeds, in flaxseed oil, and there's probably so many other sources. So this is just like to just touch upon the subject. So you have to ensure that if you're not consuming it, at least take supplements for it, but always consult a doctor. I'm not telling you guys what to do or what not to do. Another thing that's good for hair and skin and nails is biotin. So I do take a supplement of that. And another really important part of the diet is your leafy greens. So I love kale and spinach, and I'm not a fan of beans, but I still kind of force myself to eat some because I know they're so good for me. So anyways, you just have to ensure that your diet is healthy, because that's what's going to drive your healthy hair to come out, because there's nothing you can do from the outside if your hair is not healthy from the inside. So of course, hand in hand with diet is activity level, and so it's so important to just stay active with whatever it is that you enjoy. It doesn't have to be just like gym or exercise alone. It can be so many other things. Anything that will just get your heart rate up and get your blood flow going. I think that's so important because everything in our body works together. So diet and exercise have to work hand in hand. So I try to work out 3 to 4 times a week. Sometimes I don't get a chance to, and that's okay. You do as much as you can, and I try to dance too as much as I can. Probably 1 to 2 times a week is like the most. So those two things are like the foundation of healthy hair. And so if you have a healthy diet and if you exercise, I think from the inside your hair will be naturally healthy. But of course you can't forget what you do to the hair on the outside, which is all the heat damage and the color processing and all of that stuff. So personally, I will just tell you guys what I do and what I use, not so much the products but like the techniques. I try to color my hair as little as possible, and the last time I colored my hair is probably 2-3 months ago, and the reason for that is that I went for a color that pretty much matches my natural color, so that when it starts growing there isn't like a huge difference with the roots and the colors, so I can get away with just stretching that time of how often you have to color your hair. I also think it's important to stick to within a few shades of your natural hair color, because that's probably what you like, Mother Nature knows best, and you probably look the best in that color. There is of course exceptions to the rule. Personally, I've tried lots of different colors and I know this is the best shade for me. So anyway, so I try to color my hair less, which is so important because it's so damaging to your hair. So try to stay away from like bleaching and things like that as much as you can, of course. And of course the next thing is, you probably heard this before, is how often you wash your hair. So it's actually better for your hair to wash it less. I try to not wash it like less than 2-3 days. I probably wash my hair probably two times a week, which is like 3 to 4 days apart, and it's better for your hair because the natural oils and things like that, it keeps the hair healthy, because if you overwash your hair, it's going to dry out, because the shampoos really dries out your hair even if you condition it. So try to just stretch the time, and the best part about that is that the days when your hair is not fresh, you can use our hair tutorials, and there's so many styles that you can do that will actually look better on like not freshly washed hair. So you can do buns are amazing. I always do a bun when my hair is not like fresh. You can do braids, you can do ponytails, there's so many variations, so you can check out our videos and get inspiration, and you can have like maybe 10 or 15 styles that are like your go-to styles that you can do on not freshly washed hair, so you can stretch out that time of how often you need to wash your hair. And then when it comes to washing the hair, you want to look for shampoos that have no parabens and no sulfates, because those are the sulfate is what dries out your hair. So I am still searching for like my favorite shampoo or hair care line. I'll tell you what I use right now, but you know, I can't say it's my favorite. It works, it does a good job, but I'm not really going to recommend it as like my favorite ever. It does a good job. You can tell my hair looks pretty healthy and it feels nourished. So I use the Organics line, and this is the Moroccan argan oil, the conditioner and the shampoo. It's not tested on animals, it doesn't have any parabens or anything like that, which is great. So I use that. I also was using the Yes to Carrots line, and you can tell I'm almost out. I'm out of the conditioner. This is the shampoo. Again, it works great. It doesn't have any parabens. It's 99% natural. Maybe said it has something that it's not supposed to, and they claim that they do. I don't remember what it was. I think it was sulfate or something, but I don't know. It works great for me. Again, you know, it's not, I'm not gonna say these are my favorite, but those are the hair shampoos and conditioners that I'm using right now, just kind of rotating. Again, so back to that is just try to stay away from sulfates and things that will dry out your hair, and look for products that are moisture restoring and hydrating. And then another thing I do for my hair is, probably not as often as I should, but probably about like once a month or once every 2 months, which is not so good. You should do it more often. Is I do a hair treatment for my hair with coconut oil, and organic cold pressed coconut oil is the best kind, and it's amazing for your hair and skin. It's so good. It's good to consume it as well, but I don't really like to cook on it. I like to use it as a moisturizer for my skin and my hair. So right now, because it's so hot, it's in a liquid form, but normally it's like really hard and dense. So you need to just like apply it to your roots and your ends, or just the whole hair, the whole length of the hair, and you leave it on for 30 minutes and you wash it out, and it's amazing. It feels so good after. When you do that though, you will have to probably wash your hair twice with shampoo, because you know, obviously it's oily, so you want to make sure that you like strip away all that. So ever since I started using the coconut oil treatment, I totally see a difference. Like my ends are so much more hydrated, and of course the ends are always the driest part of your hair, because it's the oldest part of your hair that's been like damaged over time. So I definitely see a difference, and I highly recommend. Always look for organic. You can find it probably at any natural health food stores, or even I would assume that Asian markets would have it. So definitely recommend coconut oil. I'm just looking at my little notes here. Another thing that you want to definitely do from the inside is keep yourself hydrated. So water is so important. I always have my water bottle with me, and it's better to drink it from a water bottle because you can keep track of how much you're drinking. And yeah, so hydrating yourself from the inside, super important. So as far as conditioning goes, not the treatment but the actual conditioning, again, I really like this one. The Moroccan argan oil conditioner it's really hydrating. It feels really good, and it's easy to style the hair. But it's also important to actually use something after on damp hair, and I use these two products. This is the Josie Maran argan oil, 100% pure argan oil. You use just a touch. I'm actually running out. I need to purchase more. You use a touch. I just apply it to my palms, and then I just use it on my ends, and it's amazing. You don't need to use it on damp hair. You can use it even on like dry hair, but just use a small amount so it doesn't like make your hair oily. And then I also use the macadamia natural oil healing oil treatment. That's a mouthful. So yeah, you want to use some like essential oils and just kind of hydrate your hair even more. You just want to do anything you possibly can to just keep it hydrated from the inside and from the outside. So now that our hair is clean and hydrated, I'll talk about styling. So obviously with styling, we all know the less heat damage you apply to your hair is obviously better for your hair. So I personally have not used a flat iron on my hair for like maybe 2-3 years. For the most part, for like 99.9%, I use the blow dryer, and we've shown the blow dryer in the past. I don't have it here. It's the Elf Team one. Mimi talked about it in her video. That's the best one we found. I'm sure there's other great ones. So a good blow dryer and a good hairbrush are great to just blow dry the hair straight. And this is what I have a video on that. I will link it in the bottom bar, how I blow dry my hair to be straight so you don't have to use a flat iron. And my hair is naturally curly and wavy, so you guys can tell that I can get these results by using just a blow dryer, and I don't need to apply too much heat with a straightener. So try to stay away from flat irons and straighteners as much as possible, and just try to blow dry your hair. Just practice and learn how to do it so you get the straight effect if you want that without the use of a flat iron. And of course, when you use any heat tools, you know, this is like everybody talks about it, is use a heat protectant spray. We use the Tresemme one. I've actually run out of mine, so I don't have it with me, but everybody knows about it. It's the Tresemme Heat Tamer spray. So going along with the styling, I would also say to try to air dry your hair as much as possible if you can. My hair is very frizzy, so I can't really air dry it. So whenever I want to just lessen the heat damage, what I do is I use mousse, and I use a diffuser. I have a video on that as well, on how to style naturally curly hair, and that of course is a lot less damage, like heat damage to your hair. So I do that on days when I want to like minimize the heat damage to my hair. Another great thing to keep in mind and do is to get regular trims, and I am actually guilty of that because I'm trying to grow my hair naturally, and you know, when you trim it, of course, it like, you feel like, oh my god, I'm back to square one. But honestly, it does make a huge difference in that your hair just feels lighter and it gets rid of all the dead ends, and it's easier to style your hair. I don't do it as often as you should. They say you should do it like every 8 to 12 weeks or something like that, so maybe like 2 to 3 months. I taught myself how to do it, so I give myself trims for the past 2 times that I've done it. I did it myself. I'm not going to make a video on it, don't ask me for it, because I don't really know what I'm doing. I will actually link a video that a tutorial that I watched and did my own trim on myself. The girl is really good. She's gives great tips along the way, so I will link that video below, and you guys can check that out if you want to learn and save some money for yourself. I don't do it because of the money, really. Because I just want to ensure, you know, the person that cuts it doesn't cut too much. So if I'm doing it myself, I know exactly how much I want to cut. So, and one last thing, and I know there's controversy about it, that it works or it doesn't work, but you know, the cold water trick, I personally do it. It's not always fun because it's cold water, and in winter it's kind of, you know, it's not really that pleasant. It's like shocking to your system, but I do find that my hair looks shinier when I do use, when I finish it off with cold water before I get out of the shower. So those are all the things that I do to my hair and all the tips I have for you guys today. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you have any tips about healthy hair, definitely leave them in the comments below. We can all learn from each other. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!